G'day guys. Well, this is a little bit of a follow-up video from a previous video I did maybe a week or so back on Sharkbyte versus DJI and my general experience, and I came to the opinion at the end of that video that essentially for me I'm sticking with DJI, and part of the reason is ultimately about field of view. And as much as I like what Sharkbyte offers, and I do think it's got legs and is going to go somewhere, it's let down a little bit essentially by the goggles. Now, a number of you rightly raised, oh yeah, the resolution on here is actually higher than the DJI goggles and the OLED displays and all these things, but the reality is none of that actually matters. What matters is what you as an end user see when you are using the display. Technical things aside, if you don't get on with the field of view of the small goggles, you've got a problem. And the bottom line is we're getting spoiled these days. The DJI goggles are producing a fantastic image plus a great big display. Well, I decided to find out in whichever way I could if I could make the Fat Shark system kind of do a similar thing, and I did a little bit of ferreting around, and it's surprisingly difficult these days to find box goggles with HDMI input. But I got hold of a friend of mine, and many years ago I had a pair of headplay goggles, which are these monstrosity of a goggles, and it turned out, well, I sold it on to a friend of mine, Colin, and I gave him a shout and said, Colin, do you happen to still have those goggles? And well, he pulled them out the box somewhere in his man cave, and I decided, let me try. And you can see it's got an HDMI lead here, and I simply plugged the other end into the goggles, into the Sharkbyte module, and the results were quite interesting. Now let me put this down so I'm not carting that around. Okay, so first off, wow, instantly the whole issue I have with the field of view is resolved. It is much better, and I've got a couple of pictures here. So first off, if I show you, I've tried as best as I can to get a photograph with my camera at the same zoom levels showing you the end impact. And first off, there is the HDO screen, and you can see it's a pretty damn sharp, good image, and there is no doubt about it that that image is clear and sharp. It is good. We then go on to the other visual which I have of the box goggles. Now, the downside of the box goggle image, you can actually see, and unfortunately the box goggles have one of these, it's a special type of lens that goes in it, which is designed to bring the picture right up to your eyes. I can't remember the name of the lens exactly, but it kind of leaves these artifacts on it. But the field of view is suddenly huge, utterly massive, and much more in line with what I am seeing when I'm using the DJI goggles. And I thought, lastly, if I show you an image here of both together, and you will get a sense, this is taken with the same zoom level on the camera, it just gives us a pure sense of how much bigger the display is with the box goggles. Now, ignoring the horrible little lines that are going on this display, which unfortunately is just the nature of that kind of lens sitting in front of it, actually the field of view for what I as an end user, whilst it's the same image, it's so much more immersive. It really is. It's mind-blowingly good, and flying with it feels far more akin to flying with the DJI goggles, bar obviously the difference in how they handle the breakup and latency and things like that. So from my perspective, I feel I have proven the point at this stage that at the end of the day, Sharkbyte has legs. It is good. There's no doubt that these goggles and this display provide a very good solution. It's relatively compact, it works. But again, I reiterate, I think that if Fat Shark produce a set of goggles which are a little bit chunkier, more like the DJI ones with Sharkbyte integrated, I think we're going to see something that's actually a game changer. At the moment, it's a sort of game changer. It's still a halfway solution. But wrap it up into the bigger package, and actually I'm going to be quite interested, because then maybe, just maybe, it will convince me to use it more. But at the moment, I'm really battling to go to the small displays, and yeah, I feel like I'm looking at a telescope. But hey, that's my 2p on it. You can take it whichever way you want. I'm quite conscious that this is such a hot topic, and so many people, and it's reflected in the comments, you can see the camps people sit on. And you're either a DJI lover or a DJI hater, or a Fat Shark lover or a Fat Shark hater. The truth is, they're both good. We're comparing apples and oranges. They have different purposes. It's what works for the end individual. And that's kind of where I'm coming at, and I believe fundamentally, if Fat Shark can produce a better set of goggles, or maybe somebody else will produce a pair that works with it, because actually, because this is an HDMI out, it is possible. I dare say maybe, just maybe, DJI will release goggles with an HDMI input, and that would be a double whammy, because you could use either option. But that's, you know, that's a problem for the future. We don't know what the future is going to be, so let's see what happens. But for now, if you do have a pair of box goggles, I'd be interested in seeing if any Sharkbyte users who have box goggles might actually turn around and say, wow, this is actually a game changer. Because I don't, you know, my perspective, that's the way to do it. Get a bigger display. It's HD, for God's sake. You know, let's use something that actually has a big HD display. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy. If you like the video, click subscribe. If you don't like it, well, don't subscribe. Your call. But enjoy. Cheers, guys.